Welcome, love, and welcome to Wild Muse, a quiet corner of the world where your inner landscape is allowed to breathe. Wherever you are, walking, resting, or cleaning, or simply trying to find a moment of stillness, I'm grateful you're here. This episode is for the ones who feel everything deeply, the ones whose senses pick up every shift, every sound, every motion in the room. It's for the ones who get overwhelmed, not because they're fragile, but because they're attuned. If you ever felt overstimulated by noise, people, by expectations, emotions, or by the sheer amount of life happening around you, this episode is for you. You are not alone in this. You are not strange. You are not too sensitive. You are simply someone whose nervous system whispers before it screams. So take a slow breath with me and let's begin. Glory to the Lamb. Glory to the Lamb. Hi, I'm Shaya, and this is Wild Muse, a soft place to land, a quiet place to grow, a gentle place to begin again. If you ever needed silence just to hear your own thoughts, or space just to feel like yourself again, you're in the right place. Let's explore overstimulation with tenderness, with curiosity, and with compassion. Let's begin with understanding overstimulation and what's happening inside you when everything feels like too much. Overstimulation is what happens when your nervous system is absorbing more than it can process. It's not dramatic, it's not weakness, it's not being too much. It's your body saying, there's too much happening. I need quiet. I need space. I need to breathe. So let's explore the layers. Number 1, sensory overload. This is when your senses, sound, light, movement, touch, becomes too intense. It can feel like noise stacking on noise, lights feeling too sharp, textures feeling overwhelming, conversations blending together, your body wanting to shut down. Your nervous system is trying to protect you, but there's something I've realized in myself. Creative minds sometimes notice everything. We notice the hum of the refrigerator, the shift in someone's tone, the flicker of a light, the texture of fabric on our skin, the way energy in a room changes before someone says anything. Being observant is beautiful. It helps us artists. It helps us storytellers. It makes us detail orientated. But sometimes it means nothing gets filtered out. It's like my brain doesn't dim the background noise. Everything stays in focus. Everything stays loud. And that's when it feels like I heard everything, but nothing at the same time. Because my mind picked up all of it, but can't process any of it. Even the quiet can feel loud because external noises fade, my thoughts amplify. That doesn't mean I'm dramatic. It doesn't mean I'm weak. It means my awareness is high. And sometimes my nervous system just needs help calming down. Number 2 is emotional overload. This is when emotional energy around you is heavy or chaotic. You might feel drained, foggy, overstretched, disconnected, overwhelmed. You're not absorbing too much. You're absorbing what others don't even see. Some people walk into a room and they only see the room. But some of us walk in and we feel everything. We feel the tension in someone's jaw, the shift in someone's tone, the way their words are slightly sharper than usual. The silence isn't really silence. The quiet isn't really quiet. And for me, well, when someone has a certain attitude towards me, I seem to dish what they serve. In a way, if someone is irritated, I become irritated. If someone gains an attitude with me, I gain an attitude back. It's almost like my body is absorbing what you're given, and in return, I am now giving you back what you gave me. And it can be exhausting because then I start to carry emotions that wasn't even mine to begin with. And I have to go back and re-regulate myself because now I'm angry because somebody was angry and I don't know why I'm angry. Or maybe it's just too much and you become angry at the fact that you were angry. Emotional overload is not a weakness. It's sensitivity and boundaries. It's empathy without a filter. And when you're highly observant, especially as a creative, you don't just see emotion, you feel it in your body. Sometimes the hardest part isn't managing my emotions, it's separating mine from everyone else's. All that I am and find my heart out. The altar again, me on fire, set me on fire. Here I am, God, arms wide open, pouring out my life, gracefully broken. Number 3, cognitive overload. This is when your mind is juggling too many thoughts at once. It can feel like mental buzzing, tangled thoughts, difficulty focusing, and the need for silence just to think. This isn't laziness, it's capacity. For me, it shows up in everyday activities or wants, such as wanting to clean. I would want to clean. I'll get the oh yeah, time to clean. And then I go to the kitchen and I see the dishes. I see the garbage. I see all the cereals and everything around. No, we're not gonna do the kitchen right now. I get to the room. I see all the clothes. I see all the little pencils and crayons and everything. No, we're not doing the room right now. I get to the desk. And the desk, oh man, nope, we're not doing that either. It's my brain doesn't know where to start. Everything feels important at the same time. So instead of choosing one thing, I freeze. And while I'm standing trying to decide, I'm not doing this now. I'll do that after. I'll do that first. You know what? Never mind. I'll do that. My mind is still running. It's building scenarios. What if I clean this? And then it becomes a mess again. I'm going to take out the garbage and I can see it getting filled back the same day. It's creating even movie scenarios in my head. I'm imagining conversations that either happened and what I could have said and how it could have went. Conversations that don't even exist out of this world. And then I'm also designing projects that don't even exist yet. Like I'll get an idea and I can picture it from the colors, the layout, how I want it to give the impression to someone, how I would even talk and describe it to someone. But I can never execute it. And it's not because I lack the talent to say, oh, I want to paint this. I can. If I really put my mind to it, I could. And it's not because I don't care. I care so much about making art, about doing something right, that I sometimes force it. But it's because my mind is doing too many things at once. The ideas become so overwhelming that perfectionism creeps in. Overthinking creeps in. And then I'm comparing my work to other people's work. Well, why can't my work look like that? Well, why can't I do what they're doing? How comes when I'm drawn this way, it doesn't look like theirs? Comparison kicks in. And the idea that felt beautiful in my mind, it now becomes overwhelming in reality. So I end up just not doing it. Cognitive overload isn't a lack of discipline. It's a mind that generates more than it can organize. And sometimes the most frustrating part isn't having no ideas. It can be frustrating when you have too many. Now you're sitting here, you want to do this, you want to do that. You start a hobby today, you're done with that hobby tomorrow. Now you see another hobby and now you want to do it. And your brain is like, okay, but I started that project yesterday. So why do I want to go and do this project? But at the same time, your brain is, okay, I did start knitting yesterday, but now I want to start crocheting today. So we're going to put the knitting away and we're going to start crocheting. And maybe tomorrow, I might get back into painting. I didn't finish the crochet from today. And I didn't even finish the knitting from yesterday. That is a problem. But it is not a weakness. It's more frustrating because you want to do everything and nothing at the same time. Number 4, spiritual overload. This is the quiet one. The one people rarely name. It's when your soul feels crowded. When you've become too available, too open, too exposed. It's not avoidance, it's self-preservation. Spiritual overload doesn't always look dramatic. It looks like withdrawal, silence, and needing space, but not knowing how to tell somebody why. It's when you've poured yourself into everyone else, but you haven't had time to sit with yourself. When you've listened, showed up, held space, and stayed strong, and suddenly you feel empty or heavy. or like something inside you needs to retreat. For me, it feels like I've been on too long. Like my energy has been stretched thin. Sometimes it happens after an emotional opening. Sometimes after consistent conversations, giving advice, maybe creating, performing, or even just being perceived. It's not that I don't love people, it's that my soul needs privacy. There's a difference between isolation and restoration. Spiritual overload is when your inner world hadn't have time to breathe. It's when your boundaries were softer than your capacity. And stepping back isn't selfish, it's sacred. Sometimes protecting your peace isn't about shutting people out, it's about letting yourself back in. Number 5, social overload. Oof, social overload. Even being around people you love. Did you hear that part? People you love, people you like, people that you just like to be around, people you like just talking to, people on the streets, strangers, and all of that can become too much. It's not rejection, it's not disinterest, and it's not rudeness. It's your energy or your battery telling you that you need to recharge. You need to step away and you need that isolation. Sometimes I can be laughing, I can be talking, and I can be engaged. My battery is draining. All of that is draining. And it's not because I don't enjoy people, but because my nervous system has been processing everything from the sounds, the emotions, the conversations, the expectations, and even the subtle shifts in tones. By the time I'm leaving something, whether it's a function, it's a little hangout, I'm not upset, I'm depleted. And if I don't take space, it becomes irritation or shutting down, or even the feeling to just want to disappear into the quiet. Social overload can be confusing because you love people, you like people, you want to be around people, you want that connection, you want that social interaction, but yet your body wants solitude. It doesn't want to be there. And both can be true at the same time. You want to hang out with this person, but your body's telling you no. You want to go with this person, but your body is tired. For being someone who's creative, observant, and with a sensitive mind, being around others isn't just an interaction, it's intake. We're absorbing sensory input, emotional energy, micro expressions, unspoken dynamics. So when I step back, it's not me pulling away. It's me protecting my capacity so I can come back, refresh, new, and whole. Rest doesn't mean I don't care. Isolation doesn't mean I don't like you. It means I'm trying to care for myself before I become a burnout. And once I become a burnout, I shut down. And it can be the same for someone like you, someone that you know. Maybe they shut down. You haven't heard from them in days and you're confused why. Maybe you said something wrong. Maybe you did something wrong. It might not be that. It could literally just be their social battery has ran out and they want to be alone. Maybe it's not that I'm too sensitive. Maybe I've just been overloaded. Sensory overload is when the world feels too loud. Emotional overload is when others have these energies that become heavy in your chest. Cognitive overload is when our thoughts won't line up and your mind won't slow down. Stop. Spiritual overload is when your soul feels crowded or overexposed. Social overload is when even love requires more energy that I don't have. None of it means you're broken. None of it means you're dramatic. None of it means you're incapable. It means you feel deeply, you notice deeply, you think and connect deeply. And depth without rest turns into being overwhelming. So maybe the answer isn't to harden yourself. Maybe it's to honor your limits, to step back when you need to quiet the noise. Maybe to quiet your noise, you have to turn up the music. You have to have something else in your background to make your mind blank. And maybe learning to pause isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Take a slow breath with me, slow and steady. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaws unclench. Let your mind settle. Relax. We're going to ask some questions and reflect to ourselves. What overwhelms you? Think about it. What moments make your senses feel crowded? What environments drain you? What expectations feel too heavy? How does overstimulation feel in your body? Does your chest tighten? Does your mind go blank? Do you get quiet? Do you feel the urge to escape? It doesn't matter what your body does. Your body is speaking to you, so listen to it. What about the guilt of needing space? Have you ever just said, I'm sorry, I have to go? Or you apologize for stepping away? Have you ever stayed in a moment that was too much because you don't want to disappoint someone? Hold those memories gently. What about the shame of shutting down? Have you ever felt that you needed to shut down? Have you ever shut down? Did you feel embarrassed afterwards? You're not broken, you're human. What brings you back to yourself? Is it silence? Is it solitude? Prayer? Turning off the lights? Taking deep breaths? Or even going for a walk? Your body knows how to come home. You are not sensitive. You are not too much. You are not difficult, and you are not dramatic. You are a human being with a nervous system that feels deeply and processes everything slowly. You are allowed to need quiet. You are allowed to need space. You are allowed to step away, and you are allowed to say, this is too much for me right now. Your softness is not a liability. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. You need quiet. It's not something to fix. It's something to honor. Isaiah 41:10. Fear thy not, for I am with thee. I will strengthen thee. I will help thee. I will uphold thee. Let's talk about it. Fear thy not. This isn't a harsh command, it's reassurance. God doesn't shame fear, He answers it. For I am with thee. The power isn't in your strength, it's in His presence. You may feel alone, you are not abandoned. I will strengthen thee. God doesn't just watch, He supplies your lack. When you feel emotionally drained, He becomes your reserve. I will help thee. Help implies partnership. You are not expected to carry everything alone. I will uphold thee. To uphold means to hold up when you can't stand anymore. God sustains when your strength collapses. And what does this mean for an overwhelmed heart? When the world becomes too much, you are not forgotten. You are not weak for feeling heavy. You are not failing because you are tired. Overwhelm is human. Support is divine. This verse reminds us that God's presence is stronger than our panic. So, what is currently overwhelming you? What phrase in Isaiah 41:10 do you need most right now? Is it the strength? Is it the help? Or is it being upheld? What would it look like to trust that God is actually with you in this situation? Father, when fear arises and my thoughts become loud, remind me that you are near. Strengthen me where I am weak. Help me where I am stuck. Uphold me when I feel like falling. Teach my heart to rest in your presence. Amen. May you honor your need for quiet. May you protect your peace. May you trust your sensitivity, and may you honor and remember that your nervous system, your body, is not your enemy. It's your guide. This is Wild Muse, a soft place to land, a quiet place to grow, a gentle place to begin. And before we end, I would like us to end off with prayer. So bow your heads and close your eyes so I can pray onto you. Maybe this might help you. Maybe you'll skip it. Either way. Father God, you are amazing. And your never-ending recklessness of love shows that you love us day in and day out. That you shower us with your love and show us mercy every day. And we thank you and we worship you. Today, we come to you as people who feel deeply, who get overwhelmed easily, who sometimes struggle to carry the noise of the world. When the world gets loud, meet us in the quiet. When our senses feel crowded, wrap us in your peace. When our minds race, slow us with your presence. Remind us that our sensitivity is not a flaw. Remind us that our need for quiet is wisdom. Remind us that we are held, even when we are overstimulated. Guide us gently. Teach us to protect our peace without guilt. Help us rest in your stillness and return to ourselves with your love leading us. Thank you for meeting us exactly where we are. Thank you for your patience, your mercy, your tenderness. Amen. This has been Wild Muse. See you next time.